Welcome back, Casual Duelists. It is me, the Casual Duelist, and guess what? I've got my wife's deck here today because she said, why don't you ever show my cards on your channel? So, okay. I got her Deskbots. She borrowed some cards out of my extra deck stock, which is just fine. But believe it or not, she owns most of them herself as well. But before we get to that, again, Drumsticks, just want to throw this shout out to you. You basically, funded the next wave of giveaways. And so we kind of had to choose some. Now, I realized I didn't post anything on Saturday, but whatever. So we had one video for the new year, and I'm starting the week then. So we chose two people who had commented on the Counter Fairy deck profile. And so congratulations and thank you for watching to Nikita Gavrov and Jonathan Chappell. So if you two don't mind, go ahead, and if you'd like some free cards, and we're talking a couple out of my stock, like 5 to 10, like a good handful out of what Mr. Drumsticks provided, you will go to your email and you will email casualduelist78@gmail.com, which is me, and just send me a mailing address. If you have a P.O. box, that's great. If you guys don't have a P.O. box, you just want me to send it straight to your house, perfect. And yeah, so I'm going to leave that up here. You guys, thanks for watching. Let's make sure that's in frame. So let's get to my wife's Deskbots. Now, she loves these things because, first off, they look like little contraptions that somebody made at their desk, making little toys. But what she really loved about this is when we picked this deck up, the main core of this deck was like $5. And she loves beat-down little machines. So this is a great machine dupe variant. Actually, I'm not sure that they have another variant. So let's get you a list. So we're going to run the single Deskbot number 1, 3 number 2s, 3 number 3s, 3 number 4s, 3 number 5s, 1, 2, 3 number 6, 1, 7, 1, 8, 2 9s. We are going to run Genix Ally Birdman. We are going to run 3 copies Speedroid Manko. Now, I insisted on Manko because I like the machine attribute, and she argues, with quite a great point actually, that Manko is a little weaker today than he was when we first started playing this deck because of his move the monsters to defense mode. But I still wanted the typing, so she said, Link monsters can't be in defense. They don't have a value for it. She runs Battle Faders herself. I said, let me borrow the Mankos, and I'll tell them about your Battle Fader. You guys tell us which one's right. Which one you guys think is the better play. Guys, I think she might be right, but I just don't want to tell her. I think the Battle Fader is probably the better play. Off to the spells, we're going to be using 1 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of the Deskbot base field spell, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Instant Fusion, 3 copies of Machine Duplication, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Pot of Avarice, 1 Raigakai, 1 Terraforming, and 2 copies of Solemn Strike. Now moving on to the extra deck, she has borrowed my Barbaroid, the Ultimate Battle Machine, because Cybernova and Infinity plays. 1 Panzer Dragon for your instant fusion target, the Double Nova, the Double Infinity, the single Gear Gigan X, and moving on to the links, 1 copy Apollosa, 1 Borreload, 1 Boral Sword, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and 1 copy Clifford Genius. So, if you guys enjoy the videos, if any of this content helps you guys, please feel free to hit the subscribe button, but more than anything, please tell your friends about the channel. Word of mouth is a great thing, and, I'd like to see if we can get to 1,000 subs by the end of the year. Now, I said 1,000 because every time I made a goal last time, you guys broke it. Honestly, 500 is what I'm really shooting for, but I say 1,000 because you guys will probably do it anyway. Again, I'd like to thank Nikita and Jonathan If you guys want to win some cards like they did, all you got to do is comment throughout this week. And when I give you your shout out, you have 1 week to send me that address. And then I send it out. It's just that simple, guys. But if you guys were just here for the deck profile, the deck list, class is dismissed. I'm going to go ahead and talk over the strategy portion now. And let's get into that. So real quick, let's do the extra deck first. Barbaroid is, again, I use this in my Cyber Dragon deck profile. It is my out card when it comes to Cybernova getting destroyed. We want to utilize the effect to special summon 1 machine type fusion monster. Now, if I had invoked Makaba, I would choose invoked Makaba over the Ultimate Battle Machine Barbaroid. And the reasoning there is I'm still getting some negations, mostly spell monsters, because that's what the cards are in my hand. But that's most of the meta right now anyway. So, play one or the other, whichever one you have access to. Panzer Dragon, just a great target, again, when we go with the instant fusion. And should our opponent decide to destroy this, like Solemn Strike or whatever, if this is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So brilliant! You're gonna stop me going to Nova, because you don't want to see Barbaroid afterward. So you're gonna destroy the Panzer Dragon on special summon. At which point I'm going to extend my play one more time and destroy another card that you have anyway. So Panzer Dragon is my best choice. Again, we want 2 Cybernovas because we want 2 shots to go to infinity. And again, Infinity is able to suck up a face-up attack position monster card once per turn and add that to himself as material. Great news for, sucking up your opponent's link monsters. And again, once per turn, we can pitch 1 material from this card whenever a card or effect is activated in order to negate and destroy the card. And inconsequentially, it gains 200 attack points per material underneath it. So, again, rocking both arts because I like both arts. Gear Geigen X, kind of a specialty play. When you think about the levels, everybody is the level that their number is. So we use the 4s and the Mankos maybe. And this is going to allow us to go into the Gear Geigen. And this is one of the reasons I wanted the Manko in there. It's just 2 level 4 machine types. Once per turn, detach material from this. Add a level 4 lower machine monster from deck to hand. This is going to let us play into the summon loops. You guys will see that when we're going through the base monsters. So there's that. Apollosa is, again, pretty self-explanatory at this point. This is how we want to chain block our opponent's monster effects and really wear them down. It's made of 2+ monsters with same or different names without tokens, and being a link 4, it can have up to 4 negates because of that. Borlo Dragon is just good. It helps us clear monsters off the opponent's inside. We get the double quick effect on our turn, your turn, to subtract permanently 500 off of cards. He's still a good choice. Boral Sword helps you run over your opponent's monsters. IP Masquerena lets your turn become our turn. Then again, the Nightmare Package. Cerberus takes care of special summon monster. Phoenix takes care of back row. Unicorn seals a card to the deck. The real tech card here this time is actually the Cliffort Genius. So this is, again, any 2 machines, and this is another reason why I said I wanted Manko in here. And this link summoned card is unaffected by spell traps and the activated effects of other link monsters once per turn. Target a face-up card on each player's field except this card. They have their effects negated until the end of this turn. That's great. And when 2 monsters are special summoned to the zones that this points to at the same time, which we can do with the Pendulum summoning ability that this deck actually has, we can add a level 5 or higher machine from the deck to the hand, which again is just fantastic because we do have level 5 and higher. So, genius. Now, if you go with my wife and you say to play Battle Fader, Maybe take out the Genius, add in Link Karibo, because you're going to have the 1-stars. And maybe take out the Gear Gigant and put in any card that you like. So that'll be that for your extra deck. Good choices all around. Let's see if my voice breaks a bunch during this one too. So number one, every Deskbot is Earth Machine and 500 by 500. That's never going to change. So the number one is the main deck tuner. It gains 500 attack and defense for every machine type that you control. And if 2 or more machines are special summoned at the same time while this is in the graveyard, you may special summon this. So again, we can actually get a triple play on Clifford Genius this way. And because the Deskbot number 1 can keep coming back, if you go the other route, it can also help you with Link Karibo. He's a great power card, and he's not a bad striker, you know. Number 2, when special summoned, allows you to add a Deskbot card, so Spell Trap works, from deck to hand, and all machines you control gain 500 AD except this one. So this allows you to build stats on your side rather fast, and it's not terrible. The way we're going to play him most of the time is off number 3. When is normal summoned, you may special summon a Deskbot with a different name. Once per turn, during either turn, so quick effect, target a Deskbot that you control, give it 500 AD for every Deskbot you currently control. Now, when it says that, it's counting cards. So again, if we look at the field spell, the Deskbot base is a Deskbot card. That will be available for this power bonus. And again, you're going to usually play 3 for 2 to go ahead and add another card. And then it's just going to get crazy from there. So, and then he's able to power up the other guys, like I said, once per turn, 500 AD, amazing. Deskbot number 4 is probably the most text-based. But let's see if we can boil this down. So, if this battles an opponent's monster during the damage calculation of either turn, you can activate this effect once per battle. Your opponent takes no battle damage for the remainder of the turn. Send 1 Deskbot monster from the deck to the discard, different name. And if you do, this card gains attack and defense equal to the sent monster's level times 500. So this will allow you to just about overpower anything in the game, which is why we run 8 and 9. It is what it is, guys. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 2 Deskbots with different levels from the hand and or graveyard in defense. Except I'm pretty sure that would be the damage step, and that doesn't allow number 1 to do his actual summoning himself. So they had to try to balance these guys out. Again, it just sort of is what it is, especially when number 4 is so hard to remove from the field by battle. Moving on to number 5, he's one of our best gates going into the Nova play. And all of the pendulums should have the same effect, that you cannot pendulum summon except Deskbot cards, and the effect cannot be negated. So everybody's either a scale 1 or a scale 10. So anything 2 through 9, again, excludes number 1, but that's fine. Number 5's effect as a monster, when is normal or special summoned, target a spell trap on the field, destroy it. Gain 500 attack for each face-up Deskbot monster in the extra deck. And if this card in the Pendulum Zone is destroyed, you can target 1 Deskbot monster in the graveyard and special summon it. You can use this effect only once per turn. Now, an interesting thing to think about, again, this is the reason we have Pot of Avarice in here. If you overlay the 5s, they will be pitched as material. They are not going from the field. They are not being destroyed. Therefore, they will hit the discard pile, allowing us to use the Pot of Avarice to recycle even the Pendulum characters. Number 6 is pretty good. If normal or special, target a monster on the field, change its battle position, Gain attack, 500 per every Deskbot face up in the extra deck. If this card is in the Pendulum is destroyed, target a Deskbot card in the graveyard, add it to hand once per turn with that second effect. It's okay. Number 7, cool little Scissors Warrior. Where this card gains 500 for every Deskbot card in the graveyard. Monsters your opponent controls cannot target face-up Deskbots for attacks, except this one. And if this battles defense, inflict piercing. Number 8, gain 500 for every Deskbot in the graveyard. The opponent cannot target face-up Deskbots with card effects except this one. Can make 2 attacks on monsters every battle phase. And number 9, tied for the amount of text. Once per turn during the main phase 1, you can make this card gain attack equal to the combined attack of all Deskbot monsters you currently control except itself until the end of your opponent's turn. Only this card can attack this turn. This effect is activated. If this card battles, your opponent's cards and effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step, sort of like Ancient Gears. And if this would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you could destroy one Deskbot card you control instead. So there's the focus. So he's sort of like the boss character that you never really play. But you honestly could if you wanted. And again, we're going to run 2 copies of him. Now, Genix Ally Birdman is one of those more self-explanatory cards. You can choose to return a face-up monster you control to the hand, special summon him from the hand, banish him when he leaves the field. The rest of the effect doesn't really matter, except we can bounce Speedroid Manko to use again. Give this guy a little bit of a power bonus. And I know I could have added some synchro into this. I just felt like Link and Xyz's plays were better. But Genix Ally Birdman would have allowed that. And Speedroid Manko, when your opponent declares a direct attack on you, while this is in your hand, special summon it and change the battle position of all your opponent's monsters to defense. Now again, the wife's playing the Battle Faders. I like the Mankos because there's a little more synergy, and it's what I used to play. You guys let us know down in the comment section who you think is right. Going off to the spells, Called by the Grave, basic protection. Deskbot Base is our field spell. All Deskbots gain 500 AD. This kind of defeats the whole purpose of playing the machine dupe. You can reveal any number of Deskbot cards in your hand, shuffle them back into the deck, draw the same number. You can banish 9 with different names from the field into a graveyard except base. Shuffle all cards from your opponent's hand, field, and grave into the deck. So that should never occur, but it is an effect that is possible. Honestly, I use this for the reload effects where it feels like you're using it was like Magical Hammer or something from way back when. It was like a refined version of reload. But you do want to play your machine dupe to get into your infinity play before you play the base. Foolish Burial, because we want number 1 to be in the discard pile as soon as possible. Feather Duster, because some cards are just too expensive, like Lightning Storm, and Feather Duster is just as good. Instant Fusion would be at more than 1 if it was at more than 1. Machine Dupe, copy up those machine types with 500 or less attack, which is anybody who doesn't self-augment at the beginning. So as long as you can get like 1/5 on the field, you can dupe for the other 5s and go to Nova. Monster Reborn, just good, play it. Pot of Avarice, I think I explained well enough with the Xyz that we can use the Pendulums and then actually recur them back to the deck. Raigakai, because again, Lightning Storm, just too expensive. Terraforming, just tutor. And Double Solemn Strikes. Now, obviously this is good. It's not bad. If you didn't want to play the field spell, that would free up 3 spots in this deck, I would encourage a 3rd copy of Strike. You could do Strike. You could do... I used to play Twin Twisters in this a lot, and it was for the extra machine dupes. It was just a great way to try to disrupt back row. But there's a lot of things that you can do with this. This is the casual Deskbot profile. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry I talked so long. And again, congratulations to the first week winners for 2021. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video.